Welcome to Pastor's Corner. Praise God for all those who are watching our Holy Week revival. Wasn't that a powerful word? Praise God. I am so blessed to have Reverend Dr. John Faison be our guest preacher on tonight. That was a dynamic word, and we need to celebrate God for all that good food we got fed tonight. Good God Almighty. That was all right. And here is our preacher tonight, Reverend Dr. John Faison. Hey man, how you doing?
I'm well, Dr. Clayborn, man. Just an honored always to be connected to the Bethel family, to be connected to your ministry, man, and just grateful for your leadership and grateful for the opportunity to be able to share.
Man, that we are grateful. We are grateful because we owe you a debt of gratitude with all that's going on. The fact that you still found a way to send a word to us. We certainly appreciate that, and we see a lot of what's going on at Watson Grove down there in Nashville. And our prayers are with you because before Corona there were the tornadoes, and
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So how are you guys doing?
Man, we're making it. We're making it. God's grace is sufficient in all seasons and in all things. It's really been amazing to watch the collective and collaborative effort of the city kind of come together. People from across the country have been investing and been contributing to the recovery efforts. But right in the middle of the recovery efforts, coronavirus comes in, so it's kind of slowed and pulls some of that recovery to a halt. But folks are doing the best they can and working and making it. Man, you got to remember, 10 years ago, 2010, Nashville had a 100-year flood. Man, and it put much of the city underwater. But man, these are some of the most resilient folk I've ever met. The faith community is coming together and doing everything it can. And man, God is in the midst. God is doing something, and we're excited to be a part of it.
Oh yeah, well, see, I was born and raised in Tennessee, so I know Tennessee is God's country. So I'm no stranger. Oh man, man, I wanted to come back to that pathway to peace. Man, that thing is rich. That thing is rich, and it seems like it's such an on-time word for what we need right now. There was one in particular when you started talking about things that we need to focus on, and the fact that if we look at some of these press conferences that are going on right now, that could mess us up. As a matter of fact, I think you just said this past Sunday about failed leadership. You want to say another word about that, sir?
It's just, man, it's man. Crisis will always reveal leadership. I don't care what level you're on. You really want to know what kind of leader you have, let a crisis show up.
Yeah.
It's really as simple as that. Crisis doesn't change who we are. It reveals it. It just shows it. Yeah. It pulls back the covers and it unmasks all of the elaborate costumes and decorations that we put on the lack of its true presence. And in this nation, man, every single day it's on full display for all the world to see. It is so bad that even the people that we trust, the Dr. Fauci's of the world, right? Even the people that are experts in what they do have put the time in and really are the voices of calm and response in this moment. Man, to watch them do face palms behind and beside. Man, it's depressing at points. But man, I'm grateful for the Dr. Fauci's of the world. I'm grateful that God always makes room and puts in place the folks that are capable, have acumen, have capacity. But man, it's clear that brother has a heart. I heard him the other day talking about the social disparities and how this disease is impacting the African American community in disproportionate numbers. Well, he was an HIV and AIDS expert,
right?
And man, HIV and AIDS is where I've spent a lot of my time in terms of community development and really kind of activism. Man, we make up 13% of the U.S. population, but 43% of new HIV cases.
My goodness.
That's not because black folk are having more sex than anybody else.
Right.
No, the issue is the social determinants of health that exacerbate from stigma to higher rates of homelessness,
Right.
to lack of access to health care, to housing disparities, I mean, you name it. you name it. When it rains in the city, it floods in the hood.
Right.
And that's just what happens.
Yeah.
And so for him to bring that to the forefront in a press conference that the world is
right.
I appreciate it.
Oh man, that was so eye-opening, I think for a number of people. And a friend of mine sent me an article just today about the Spanish flu that happened 100 years ago, and how it was impacting African Americans at that time. So now, obviously, that was a much different world when you talk about segregation and racism of that kind. I mean, we still have it, but not the kind of 100 years ago.
Right.
And even though African Americans were not getting Spanish flu at the rate of other races, but because, as you say, those social determinants, we still couldn't get the same kind of proper care. And so, but what those African Americans did, they were building their own hospitals.
Right.
They, because they were forced to. They were building their own hospitals. They were, but the thing was, that even though they had smaller numbers of African Americans getting Spanish flu, those smaller numbers were still overwhelming black hospitals and black clinics and black healthcare facilities, and so they were still getting overrun even by the smaller numbers. And so again, the America catches a cold, we get pneumonia. It's classic for all of the oppressed minorities. And I was glad to see Dr. Fauci come and just name it. 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 I'm flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted. Well, and I probably shouldn't get too deep into this. I probably should move on to some other things. But I'm flabbergasted that nobody thought that was a bad idea to let the whole pandemic office go.
Man, listen.
Just let them go. We don't need them.
Listen, man. I don't have the time. I don't have the time to unpack the lunacy and the idiocy of that move.
Oh God! Wow.
But I will tell you this: insecurity and jealousy causes this president, or this resident, as I call him, to make all kinds of moves and decisions that really are coinciding with his past and his ethos and his character. We're not seeing a new guy. We're seeing the same dude we've seen.
Yes.
But the way our country is designed and the way our electoral system is set up, he was placed in there. And my personal theory is Trump could only have come after 8 years of Obama.
Right.
You got to remember, this is not his first time running for president. Remember, he ran for the Republican nomination several times. They couldn't get past 2% of the vote. But on the heels of 8 years of a black president,
there you go.
There were enough people who felt like they lost something because we gained something.
Yeah.
And he stroked that, stirred up that pot that settled at the bottom,
right?
And man, slid it to victory.
See?
And now he rides on the same thing. Anything Obama did that was successful, or just did, period, he's going to go the opposite way. We see it. I mean, listen, we see it in our own state.
Yeah.
In the state of Tennessee.
Yeah.
Governor Bill Lee is Republican governor of Tennessee.
All right.
He has the opportunity to expand Medicaid and to provide the billions of dollars that are sitting in DC currently to provide access, community hospitals and healthcare to some 300,000 to 400,000 citizens in Tennessee.
Wow.
But because the expansion of Medicaid is an Obama signature move, he, like many other Republican governors, refused to do it.
Yeah.
And now, in a pandemic, Dr. Clayborn, we have hospitals in Tennessee closing. Rural hospitals are shutting down, going bankrupt, closing in a pandemic
now,
because you chose your political affiliations and chose to stay in good graces with the resident as opposed to making decisions for the best of the people of Tennessee. Man, I got all listen.
yeah, I know.
All
Yeah, I know. I better shift. But along those same lines, talking about where we need to put our energy and our strength.
Yeah.
I've been somewhat not vexed, I guess, but to see churches fighting or pastors criticizing one another about whether or not they're gonna have service or not. Particularly, I've seen some that were criticizing the pastors who shut the doors as if they didn't have faith. Now, I got my feelings about that. I don't know what you think. You go first. I'll share after you.
Man, crisis moments.
There we go.
Help us discover leadership. It's a circle. It comes back to this again, right?
Yes.
So in crisis moments, if you already had jealousy, hatred, and whatever in your heart, about whatever and whoever, this will illuminate that. It's gonna come out again, right? And so a lot of that is that. Some of it is also, I believe, misappropriation of faith.
Now,
misappropriation of theology.
Yeah.
That if my is dependent upon my presence in the sanctuary or whether or not the church open, then my faith is real shallow and small. If the greatest statement of my faith is whether or not I'm in service, then the measurement of my faith is inaccurate. That my faith ought to put me in a place where I trust God, but I also utilize the common sense God gave me.
Yeah, and to think about it. So if we put that same measure of faith on Jesus,
man, listen.
How often was he in the temple? Now he was a regular attendee, but he wasn't there all the time. He made his living outside the temple. So if we put that same measure of faith on him, then Jesus don't have no whole lot of faith. And
and when he did come to church, he was doing stuff like flipping tables, and he was causing a ruckus, getting put out, getting chased out. So let's please don't do that.
Right. I really have tried not to criticize the pastors that decided they were going to open church because I don't know what God was telling them. And I don't know, now, yes, I hear what some of them are saying that we don't answer to the mayor. We don't answer to the governor. We don't answer to the president. We answer to God. Yes, I grant you that our commander in chief is the Lord of hosts. I got that. I'm not trying to argue that point. And I'm not trying to argue with them. I heard E. Dewey say it the other day. We're supposed to be trying to heal our people, not expose them to sickness, and I saw this pastor get up trying to explain why they were having church and use Daniel in the lion's den as an example, saying that, the reason why Daniel went to the lion's den because Daniel kept praying with the window open. Daniel could have closed it. And I just thought, oh my goodness, like you said, such a misappropriation of the scripture. Daniel did that on his own. He didn't take the 3 Hebrew boys with him. He didn't take the other Israelites that were in Babylon exile with him. He did it alone because he felt a call of God on him to stand against, because what they were being asked to do was being asked to worship another God. And he's like, I'm not going to do that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to let you know I'm not doing that. And I know what the result may be for me individually. We're not being asked to worship another God. Matter of fact, they're letting us stream. I mean, they're not saying. And so that's why I said, but I think my bigger point is, how much time are we wasting? How much energy?
Man, countless hours and just brain power and emotional bandwidth
Yeah.
on stuff that doesn't matter. You're never gonna find me criticizing another pastor.
Yeah.
That's not my thing. Man, none of us have ever pastored through a pandemic, right?
Yes. Yes.
This wasn't in my seminary courses. I don't know about yours.
Man, look.
This wasn't in mine. This wasn't in mine.
Nowhere in the curriculum. Nowhere in the syllabus. Not close.
This wasn't in mine. So we all are attempting to walk by faith and not by sight. We're all kind of feeling and finding our way.
Yeah.
But as a pastor, I think I always need to. This is a personal ethos for me. I think I always need to err on the side of shepherding.
Yes. Yes.
I always need to if I'm confused, if I'm questioning how something is supposed to work, if I don't have clear guidance from God about it, I'm always going to err on the side of shepherding, on the side of making sure that I am doing the best that I can to serve the people I'm responsible for.
Right. Right. Yeah, go ahead.
That's what I got to answer for.
Yeah. Because see, to that point, that's why it's hard for me. You know, I was getting a lot of questions about, are these the end times? And, you know, some other pastors were getting questions, is this God's judgment, God's wrath on the earth? You know, now the end time question, I was like, well, okay, I see why somebody would ask that. I see. You got locusts in East Africa, got dang fever, you got corona, you got all these CEOs stepping down like in a hurry for whatever reason, right before corona hit. Bill Gates, all these folks stepping down. You got all these skirmishes in the Middle East, wars, rumors of wars. Okay, I see why somebody would try to make that suggestion. But I was talking to Matt Wiley, and you know, Matt Wiley just said, but a lot of these things are cyclical. Locusts are cyclical, wars are cyclical. So I mean, every age could say, "Ooh, this looks like the end times," you know. And I mean, I think to the point of that raises, first of all, irresponsible theology, and it raises a kind of unnecessary panic in people. And when because your sermon tonight was like, where are we supposed to be putting our focus? Where are we supposed to be putting our focus? Where are we supposed to be putting our focus? Because are we supposed to be putting our focus on, is this the last day? Or should we be putting our focus on, what am I supposed to be doing right now? And where is God? How can I connect to God? How can that God of peace come and grab me? You know, just like the peace, you know, I don't know. Have you been getting those kinds of questions?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. I've heard talk of it, and I've heard shadows and people kind of mention it, but nobody's really asked me that question. If for that to be the case, we are certainly practicing what I would call biblical literalism.
Yeah.
Right. We're taking perhaps what are really metaphorical kind of moments in scripture, and we're making them literal. Well, I'll go down that road with you.
Okay.
If this is literally the end times, then we miss something. Because before all this goes down, the rapture is supposed to happen.
There you go.
Right? That means the saints are out of here before all this breaks off. I'm a saint. I know Jesus, and I'm still here. So this ain't the end times. I'm sorry. It can't be. Right? I mean, if we want to go down that road, the rapture happens, right?
Right.
God pulls all his saints out before any of this breaks off. If we're being biblically literal, right?
Yes.
So no, I'm not going that way. My challenge is that, man, some of the stuff that spiritual leaders are giving hints of seem very close to what the resident of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue is doing.
All right.
And that's problematic for me. Here's what I mean. What if the need to have service, even after pandemic has been declared, guidance has been given, what if the real issue with continuing to do things as normal is not about really the care for people and the shepherding of flocks and looking out for the best interests of those we lead.
Okay.
What if it's, man, I need to make sure I get my paycheck, or man, I need to make sure I get my ego stroked because on Sundays, this is the amens and the love and the claps and the affirmation feed some deficiency within me that I've not addressed. And so I can't be at the front leading, and people are not leaning and depending and trusting in my leadership in a consequential manner. Then I don't feel affirmed, and I can't stand in my identity. And for them not to trust in me and be following me and listening to me does something personally and psychologically and in me. Maybe this ain't about leading people. Maybe this is about me need some therapy. Maybe I need to sit down on somebody's couch and figure out why.
Now you're talking, Reverend.
Because this moment seemed to scratch an itch that's so prevalent in my life that I would put people in danger so that I could get it scratched.
Man, God, you said something, sir. You said.
I'm just saying. You know, I don't judge nobody. I don't judge nobody. I'm just saying. We're talking about Daniel refusing to worship a false god. What if we made this pastoral seat a false god?
Ooh, John.
And while we're calling ourselves Daniel, we really aren't Daniel. We're Darius.
Ooh.
Or we're the others blowing the trumpets and bowing.
God.
And the people who refuse to come. That's Daniel.
Now.
I'm just saying. I'm just.
Golly. It got hot. It got hot. Oh man, you know, you put up a post the other day about the things you learned are learning. You had 3 things that you learned. Would you share that with us? Because I want to weigh in on what I feel I've learned too. But I want you to go first. Go ahead.
Absolutely, man. I'll just say, man, this time away from the regimen and the routine and the schedule has really, man, just it's been revelational for me. I've learned some things about me that maybe because of the routine and the schedule and the rat race and all the other stuff that we're involved in, I haven't been able to see. And the first one was, man, I had to learn to give myself permission to adopt a new rhythm.
Yep.
I'm former military, right? So I'm a pretty disciplined guy. I like my life scheduled and set up. It's really how I function. I can't function in a just haphazardly and just go get up and do something. No, I need structure. That's how I'm wired like that, right? That's just me. But man, I found myself not being able to really stick to it. And I found myself, because I didn't have nowhere to go, right? I was sleeping more. I mean, I normally sleep between 6 to 8 hours a night.
Right.
If I sleep more than 8 hours, my back hurts. Like I don't feel, it ain't good sleep, and I wake up and I'm sluggish. Right. Man, I'm pushing about 9 right now, dude. Like I'm like, what is going on with me? Am I okay?
Right.
But what I'm discovering, man, what I'm figuring out is that, man, you don't dance the same way to the same type of music.
Yeah.
Right. When there's hip hop, there's a bounce, right? There's a cadence and a rhythm to that. When you play salsa, there's something else. It's different. It's a more herky-jerky. It's fluid. It's hip driven. Right?
Yes.
Then when you play old school OJs and the Barcades, it's a whole nother
right.
So man, I've discovered, and here's what I learned: when the music changes, your rhythm shifts.
Yes.
The music changes, you got to dance different.
Yeah. And
so I had to give myself permission, man. It took about 10 days.
Yeah.
For me to really give myself permission to adopt and adjust my rhythm and not feel guilty about it.
Yeah.
And if I don't get up at 5:30, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? If I ain't doing 100 push-ups to the 100, it's all right. Just to give myself the space to have a new rhythm. Second thing I learned, man, was the beauty of nature, right?
Mm.
When you can't leave the house, outside is your refuge.
Yeah.
And man, I've been barbecuing. Oh my God, I've been grilling.
I saw you,
Oh,
man.
it's a blessing. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. It feeds my soul. Man, I'm outside looking at the clouds, looking at the sky. Man, I'm examining the ants walking across the pavement. I'm doing that whole Matthew 6 thing, right? Consider
Yeah.
the birds that have
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
taking the time to really notice
Yeah.
that God has ordered creation and is taking care of everything.
Mm.
And ain't none of them ecosystems
Mm.
shaking their head trying to figure out what we're going to eat today. Where we going? No, God's already ordered and provided.
Mm.
We the ones tripping.
Mm.
Maybe we need to slow down and take some notes from nature. And man, I learned. That's the second thing I learned. Third thing I learned was, man, getting back into meditation, getting back into taking some serious time to slow down. Man, every emotion you have is connected to a breathing pattern. When you're angry, you breathe one way. When you're sad, you breathe another way. When you are confused, when you are anxious, you breathe another way. When you're calm, when you're happy, you breathe another way. And often, man, if I can regulate my breathing through meditation, I can manage better the emotions that come with it.
I hear that. I hear that. Man, I appreciate that, because as I was looking at your list you post on Instagram, I thought, man, I'm learning that same lesson. I think that shift in rhythm is what messed me up. The shift in I was like, wait a minute, I can't function. Yeah, I can't function. Like, why? Because I'm I like to go to bed very early so I can wake up early. I don't like to stay up. See, everybody else in my house is a night owl. I am not. They stay up 2 or 3 more. I can't do that. I gotta go to bed. 9 o'clock. I'm shutting it down. I'm like, okay, I'll see everybody later. But this has just undermined all of that, and I think I discovered that I was tired.
Yes, Lord.
I discovered that I was tired.
Yes, Lord.
And this is a crisis. This is a crisis. It's a crisis. But and I can even say I feel like I'm working harder now than I was. I mean, like I think because maybe the stress of it has ratcheted up, and now there's no separation between work and home. It's all there. You kind of on call. But I think the idea of that now the need for rest, and it's funny because our spouses, our children, our parents, our friends can say, hey, you need to rest, hey, you need to rest, hey, you need to rest. But it's something like this that just says you need to rest. I mean, that arrests you and arrests me. And I go, so maybe I don't need to get up at 4. Maybe I will sit here and just allow, and when I started looking at what rest can do to the immunity system, lack of rest, low immunity, more rest, better immunity. And I thought, well, I think I want more immunity in these days.
Right along through
here. Yeah, right through here. I probably want to bring it down some. I think too, the time for self-examination, that when we get into such a rush that even our spiritual walk can become a slave to our schedule. I got to pray, I got to read my word, it can become so mechanical that there's no breath in it, to use your term, and there's no time for any kind of self-reflection, any kind of self-excavation, any kind of introspection to go, how do I really feel about this? Or how do I really feel about that? Or how do I, and my last is connection to family, particularly for me, my son, because you know, we had a death in our family, and my father-in-law, my wife's father, passed away in February, and so we were actually right before a lot of shutdowns happened. We were still in California, so my son and I came back first, and they shut down school as soon as we got back. So it just,
Wow.
you know, he and I and my dad, the three of us, and just spending more time with my son, I realized, ooh, there's a lot I missed over just the last year. I was like, ooh, okay, I didn't know that his mind was there. I didn't know his thoughts were there. I didn't know his focus was there. I didn't realize that he was. I said, okay, I gotta, I gotta invest some more focus here, and I gotta get this brother busy. I need to get I need to give him something to do. Let me give you a few jobs, son. To which he has excelled.
Awesome.
To which he has excelled.
Yeah.
Yeah. To which he has excelled, but he needed something to do. And no,
how old is
he just turned 13.
Yeah.
So you know about where I am right now. You know the
listen, man. Teenagers, they got it. They got to have something to do, or they will find something to do.
That's right. I got two more topics before we get out of here, man. But one is more churchy, but one is more fun. The churchy one is what, you know. I was thinking, what do we take away from all of this? Because it's clear to me that when we go back outside to church buildings, I don't think we're gonna be the same.
Oh man,
I don't know if we're gonna approach or worship or go in worship the same way. Now, granted, I figured that first Sunday back, most of us don't probably need a sermon. I think they just gonna run around church 2-3 hours. You know,
Easter Sunday remix is what it's gonna be.
Right.
Joke is gonna be hanging off the rafters. Yes. It's going to be absolute pandemonium. Is what it's going to be.
Right.
Worship leader is going to say, "This is the day the Lord has made," and you might not say another word.
Right.
It's going to be dramatic.
Right.
Even your most reserved and quietest service is going to look and feel like Church of God in Christ, Holy Council.
Yes. Oh man, but I guess I just started thinking, whoa, two thoughts I had outside of that part. But two thoughts I had. The one thought was, wow, there's some things we don't actually need.
Man, listen.
Worship to be worship.
Man,
I mean, there's some stuff we don't need. Like I don't. Ooh, I bet I better mess with that one. But
no, that's a good one to mess with. We have this thing is trimmed fat for us. It really has.
Right.
No.
Right. And the other thing I thought was not just what we don't need, but then I started thinking about what we do need moving forward. The idea of social media and technology and connection beyond the walls, and even how we can do mission work through these avenues and venues. The fact that we are getting people talking about, I prayed the prayer of salvation with you, Dr. Clayborn. Or I'm joining your church, but I'm not even in Maryland. I'm joining your church. I mean, just this. There's some things that we say, we don't need to. That can be pre-corona. We don't need that no more. But there's some stuff post-corona that we might need to grab a hold of. I don't know what you've been thinking. How have you been thinking about this?
I'm trying to remember the phrase. I can't remember who said it, but it's something to the effect of crisis or it's something to the effect of crisis is the breeding ground for innovation, breeding ground for creativity.
Okay.
It is that in moments when we have to do certain things, we find ways to do certain things.
Yeah. Yeah.
When we get the training wheels taken from us, we figure out how to ride the bike.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what many churches have done, particularly ones who are already kind of into technology. That swift, probably 5 to 7 day period where we had to pivot
Yes.
and go all online.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Yeah.
That season right there changed the game. And man, I'm not sure a lot of stuff is ever going to go back.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm convinced this is a masterful and amazingly pregnant opportunity for the church. It really is the time, because folk need help, man. Folk need hope. People are looking for something that stands in unstable times. So, man, we got the message. We got the answer.
That's right.
But man, if you communicate a good message in a bad way, it becomes a bad message.
Yeah. Right.
It just does. I mean, I don't care how good it is.
Yeah.
If you communicate it incorrectly or wrong, or dysfunctional, it becomes a bad message. So it's an amazing time for creativity. You're right. Some things will never go back.
Yeah.
They probably won't, and maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a good thing. I'll be honest, man. Just transparent here. Man, I used to come to Bible study on Tuesday. We do Bible study on Tuesday night.
Okay.
We've always done in-person Bible study, a pastoral Bible study on Tuesday night, 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. We call it Transforming Tuesday. It's 1 hour. I would always do it, and we'd also stream it online.
Okay.
Well, man, I couldn't feel the room. Matter of fact, I couldn't. I had to put up ropes on the outside, on the 2 outside pew sections, so that we'd only feel the middle 2 pews.
Yeah.
Middle 2 rows of pews.
I understand.
And those wouldn't feel.
Yeah.
Those wouldn't feel. But that was Bible study, right? It was folk who wanted to come. Now I know there are a lot of reasons. We are in a extremely gentrified area. Most of the folks in our, probably like you in Baltimore, most folk who come to our church don't live in the area, so they got to drive in. And then you got Nashville population has grown so exponentially, so fast.
Yes.
That the transportation systems just don't fit the kind of density and traffic that we see. So, man, people got to leave from work, get home, get the kids something to eat. We offer a community meal. But most people, man, are making that decision. Like, probably ain't gonna make it. I'm gonna stream though, but I probably ain't gonna make it.
Right.
Man, so we see 50, 75 people in Bible study. Man, we went online, completely online with Corona. 2,000 views on Bible study.
Wow. Wow.
2,000 views on Bible study. Any given time, 500, 600, 700 people connected, watching Bible study, downloading the handout from the Bible study handout from the website, giving online, giving has increased on Tuesday night. Attendance has increased on Tuesday night.
Wow.
Nobody's in the sanctuary.
Wow.
Man, let me tell you something.
Well,
I think I heard from the Lord. You ain't got to tell me twice. I think I heard from Jesus.
Yes, sir.
So I'm just saying.
Oh man,
some things may never go back, and man, maybe they should. Man, I used to be upset. Doc, my spirit would be vexed.
Yes, sir.
You know the feeling, man. It's like, man, I done prepared the word, I done studied, I done dug. And, you know, this ain't no cotton candy Bible study, man. I'm going to get the, I'm stirring at the bottom of the pot, putting the meat up. And y'all gonna act like this ain't important, man. I to be pressed in my. And we light skinned, right? So we turn red. We like walking mood rings. Like when our moods change, our colors change. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to teach. I'm trying to be, trying to be professional. And in the moment, but I'm mad. And so but I'm trying not to come across and punish the people in the sanctuary.
Right, because they can't.
They will. Right? So, man, you feel me, right? I'm all in the office praying, Lord, help me. When maybe the answer is in person ain't the move.
No.
Maybe the move is online.
Man,
I did on Wednesdays. One of our schedules and part of our schedule is on Wednesdays I do. Today was the first one. Do the seasoned saints check-in.
oh wow.
It is a prayer call for my seasoned saints who don't have computers, don't have access, or if they have one, they don't know how to work them. They not they think. Right. So we got a service that we play on the AM radio on Sunday. They listen to that.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not Facebooking for a good group of them. Not Facebooking, they ain't social media. No, they ain't that thing. They want to hear their pastor's voice.
Okay, got it.
So man, on Wednesdays at 12 noon, we did a seasoned saints check-in, and it started with devotion.
Okay.
Oh, you better believe it. We went all the way back. Started with devotion. Man, did prayer, did a scripture, did a welcome, and then sang some hymns, man.
Yeah.
Then opened up the line for them to testify.
Oh wow.
Open up the line for them to talk, share prayer requests and give hear the voices of man. Listen, we opened up that line. I started hearing voices, and when I tell you, I heard voices, but when I heard voices, I saw faces.
Okay, got you.
It was like connecting with folk that I would normally connect with, and social media and internet doesn't allow me to connect with them.
Okay.
But hearing their voices and them hearing mine, and them cheering each other on. Maybe we praying for you. Good. How you doing? But man, it was crazy.
Oh wow.
Man, I had 90 plus seniors.
Wow.
On the phone today.
Wow.
Having church for the seasoned saints check-in.
Man, that's wonderful. Praise God.
It's something to be said, man. We are learning new things. Or maybe we're learning old things again.
Yeah, that may be it. That may be it. But because church was always about connection.
Always.
Not about a building, not about a particular location. It said, don't forsake the assembling of yourselves together. And not just a physical assembly, because we could be gathered in a group but not be connected. But I think this has pressed us to really think through, what does connection mean? What does congregation mean? What does it mean for us to truly gather? And I think we now have a deeper appreciation for the gathering, for the hugging, for the kissing, for the smiles, for the touch. I think we're gonna have a deeper appreciation. And I think we're also gonna have a stronger discernment. I mean, I want you touching me. Now touching is a high priority. I'm just not gonna let anybody touch me now. I didn't want nobody. A lot of people touched me before, but now we really don't take it up another notch. I think now we're gonna become more cognizant about our boundaries now, physical boundaries, and what that means moving forward. Yeah, I don't know what touching your neighbor gonna look like. Turn your neighbor and tap on the shoulder. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be a lot of that when we get back.
We had to find something else.
Right.
Find something. Just don't touch them. Just look at them. Just look at
cover your mouth when you get ready to speak. Don't speak. We don't want
to. Oh my God.
Man, let me get us out of here. Before we go, now, and I promise I'm not messy, but I just want to ask a question. So, when I was at Morehouse, I didn't really have the opportunity to pledge any fraternity, just because most of them were on lockdown. As HBCUs, everybody was on some kind of probation. Because I never had the opportunity. But I understand that you are a part of a fraternity. If you'd like to share that historic.
The only fraternity there is in my opinion. Is there another? Are you aware of any others? I personally like your logo because it caught my eye when it first came. The first thing that just kind of stepped out to me. The purple and gold just was a blessing to my soul. It really was. I felt like I was at home. I did.
Oh, the Omega Sci-Fi Incorporated. Fraternity Incorporated. You know, there was a video of you just a couple months ago.
Oh boy.
Of your HBCU fraternity and sorority Sunday at Watson Grove Baptist Church, and a particular individual.
Oh my God.
When they started playing Atomic Dog in the church, a particular individual came out of the pastor's chair and began to
I lost it for a second. It was an out of body experience. First of all, I couldn't believe that the band was playing Atomic Dog. What's going on right now? Hey man, you know we're free church, man. Oh dear Lord, say, y'all,
I didn't do that.
Y'all messy, Lord Jesus. They started playing my song, and for a second, I thought I was undergrad again. I did, man. I think I timed it. I think it was out of body. I hopped with the bro. And here's the thing about the Qs. The Qs will never let you hop alone. They'll come and join you. Right? So these are the bros. They coming from the Qs running up. Says, Pastor, we ain't gonna let you do it by yourself. And so we all out there, all exposed, all just out there. Man, I think we hopped for about 33 seconds. Man, I got back in my chair. And reality hit me.
Oh, not reality.
Listen, dude, I turned 40 this year, man.
Oh man.
Those are teenage moves. Those are 19-year-old and 20-year-old moves. I turned 40 this year. Man, I stepped for 33 seconds and my knees hurt for 2 weeks. Two whole weeks, 14 whole sets of 24 hours. My knees ached for 2 weeks. And I said in my spirit, I ain't gonna never let anybody make me almost kill myself again. I'm gonna leave that to the young. Y'all go have a great time.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. We had a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. We're free church.
Man, that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
We believe the saints ought to have more fun than anybody else. We know the end of the story, man. We ought to be smiling. We ought to have more joy. We ought to have more fun than anybody else.
Yep. I take it seriously. He said he came that we may have life.
You better believe it.
More abundantly. I'm for abundant living. And so that means there's gonna be a lot of smiles, a lot of laughter, a lot of cutting up. As my mama would say. So man, I sure do appreciate you. We appreciate you. Thank you again for that word, that powerful word. Thank you, man, for your friendship, man. And we are so encouraged and inspired by all the work that you guys are doing there in Nashville. Man, you guys are breaking molds, breaking trends. And next time I'm in Nashville, I'm gonna make sure I get on that back row so I can hear you holler. I'll tell him my church. I said, you know, now that Faison, now he can hoop. I don't do that. I didn't grow up that way. We didn't. I can't. It don't. I've tried. It don't happen for me. It just comes out a whole nother way. But I said one of these days I'm gonna get to Nashville. I'm gonna slip in that back row so I can get some of it for myself. I'm gonna come. Yes, sir.
It's so great. Listen, man, this has been a joke. Man, I've had fun tonight.
Yes, sir.
I've had absolutely a great time tonight, kicking it and cutting up and laughing with you, man. Listen, much love to the Bethel Nation.
Thank you, man.
Much love to Bethel A&E. So grateful for the opportunity to be a part, and man, grateful to be your friend.
Yes, sir.
We met in Payne Theological Seminary when you were a lecturer. and I was a doctoral student, and man, we
Yeah.
killed everything in the sanctuary. The picking bodies up off the ground.
Oh, man,
It was
crazy.
bad. It was bad. You know I'm telling the truth. It was bad.
So,
Blood, as they would say, blood was everywhere. It was
Lord have
bad.
mercy.
It was bad. On a lecture, Bethel, he had jokers strewn across the sanctuary.
Look,
I'm just saying.
I think y'all were just excited to be there. I think y'all
I
excited to
know-
be there. It was
I know the quality of ministry that you get at the Bethel Church. Listen, Bethel, I want you to know you've got an amazing gift in Dr. Patrick Clayborn. An incredible brother, great family man. Got an amazing wife with her preaching self too. She's just amazing.
praise God for her.
Love on them. Make sure you appreciate them, honor them. And this is Holy Week. It's Holy Week. I call it the Super Bowl for the Saints.
Yes,
You know what I'm
sir.
saying? This is, if you can't get excited about nothing else,
Yes.
you ought to get excited about Jesus taking that crash course with the cross.
Man, what you talking about?
Ultimately, on Sunday morning.
Yes,
Listen,
sir.
listen. This is the season for the saints.
Yes, sir. This is our
You
week.
ought to be excited about this. This is our week. This is our time. Everything hinges on this moment, man.
Yes,
Everything.
Everything.
Faith, life,
Yes.
everything hinges, man, on this moment. So
Right here.
enjoy it, embrace it, leverage it, utilize it.
Mhm.
Understand that there's a particular power that's present even in the
Mhm.
atmosphere in
Yeah.
this moment.
Yeah.
So tap into it.
Okay.
Just because you know, sanctuary is going to be empty this weekend, but the tomb is too.
Hey.
And so we'll take it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's all good.
We will. Man, again, thank you, John. You guys doing some awesome work down there at Watson Grove, and we just appreciate you guys, man. Love you, love y'all. Please give your wife our regards, and your family, man. Just thank you for being a blessing to us. We appreciate it. All right.
Honored to be a
All
part.
right. Thank you. And Bethel Nation and all those who logged on, thank you for being with us here in the Pastor's Corner. First time, but it won't be the last time. God bless you, and we'll see you tomorrow at 7 a.m. for our prayer call. Take care.